You can before you click live,
Yeah,
you can take. Oh, sorry, I'm live. All right.
peace. It's intelligent. The rap griot.
Yeah, man, and I'm Bees P, Richmond Music.
Fortunately, we here. We had a little slow start. Our first live stream, but we here with that same energy that we always bring you. We got a special guest in the building. For those who don't know him, Khalif Wins. I came across him on the gram. My brother put me on to him. Was like, yo, this brother is in the hip hop. I'm a hip hop head. He a hip hop head. He from Brooklyn. Like the energy. He do a lot. On a New York level, just bringing that NY energy. So we figured on our first live stream, the best thing to do is get somebody that got that energy. So Khalif, before we start, tell the people a little bit about you.
Yo, what's going on? Thank you so much for having me, everybody. My name is Khalif Wins, NYC-based content creator and media producer. To keep it very simple, I love hip-hop. I love New York culture. I'm getting tired of people on the internet, social media, giving their false narrative that New York is washed, which is a fucking lie, and that New York culture really isn't thriving. There was a falsehood on social media for years of people saying crazy shit about NYC or just New York State in general. And I'm here to correct the record by being outside. And I hated being on the couch doing social media, speaking to things. So let me go out to the places that I'm from. Just to make a clarification, just because I'm super pro New York does not mean I'm anti anywhere. Like I told the brothers on a previous phone call, I'm the only member of my family born and raised in New York. 90% of my family literally was born and raised on the West Coast, fully immersed in West Coast culture. Just like everybody black in the United States, we got cousins, aunties, and everybody that grew up in the South. I'm just the only one that was born and raised in New York. So if I'm pro hip hop, I'm pro East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, down South, and I'm a proud HBCU graduate of Wilberforce University, which is where? In the Midwest. And I have roots everywhere in the United States. But if it's all hip hop and correcting record, that's who I am. Long ass introduction, but I'm here, my nigga.
Hey, that's dope. Wilberforce. I used to go over to Wilberforce. It wasn't no, when I was going over there though. It was all women's college. And
No, was it? What year?
You talking about Wilberforce? That's down the street in Central State University, right?
It's across the street from Central State. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
no
yeah.
old woman's. Bro, I was that was the woman.
So 93, 94 wasn't 92, 93. Nah. It wasn't.
Bro, like you said, I'm a young buck to y'all. This is the 50 plus show, right?
Right.
So I went through the woo from 2000 to 2005.
Okay, so I'm talking about 92.
Again, this is the 50 plus show.
yeah.
You right behind though, man. You almost there.
Listen, a couple weeks I'm almost there. That's why I was
so stop backing up.
I was not acting. Listen, for us growing up, we talked about this on the phone. 50 when we were kids was washed.
Wasn't it
was not going for a life. We got y'all dressing to the nines like y'all about to be on fucking MTV and shit. You got gold chain swinging at 50 plus. You know what I'm saying? We all look good as fuck. We can take somebody's baby mama, their mama, and their auntie at any event. So praise the Lord for that anointing. You feel me? This is the new 50 plus. You heard?
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. I said, man, when I was 20 something, the 50-year-old men was in hard bottoms with church socks on and dress pants, and they didn't have no real. But you know what? To their defense, I would say them coming out of the this Renaissance / disco era, they didn't really. That's how they dressed. So they just continued dressing the way that they dressed in the disco era all the way up until they was in their 50s. You know what I mean? This is hip hop. You know what I mean? We are hip hop had a more broadened and diversified style of dress than any other genre of music. You know what I mean? So we are fortunate. I tell everybody, I was talking to Lord Jazz from Lords and Underground. That's my man. I told him, I said, yo, bro, we born anybody that was born like from the 70s and on 70, 75 and on, like it's almost like it's like we was blessed to be caught in a time capsule. Like hip hop really preserved us. I don't know the energy of hip hop music. It preserved us. Like I tell my daughter and my sons and them, like I'm saying, like listen, I wasn't into the same music as my parents, but you're in the same music as your parents. You just may listen to Travis Scott, which I listen to Travis Scott, but you may listen to, the cats like that or Lil Durk or whatever, the younger, but it's still hip hop. So we're in the same genre of music and we're in the same culture of music. It's just that your style of it come from a more youthful point of perspective of it, but it's still the same music. It's the same. When your producer go in that studio, he got to work with hard hats. He got to work with 808s. He got to work with drum patterns. He got to do the same thing that we did. He's just doing it under a different, let's just say a different guise or whatever the case may be. But it's still the same thing. So with that being said, man, I'm proud. I'm proud to be 50, man. I hope everybody make it to 50 plus. And and we can begin to but what we're doing and what this is about and what I love about what you're doing, we're not going to allow that wash shit. I'm not allowing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowing that at all. All that washed and you're older and I don't even like when certain I think he tapped out. I don't even like when certain I'll say streamers, you know what I mean? I don't even like
I'm here. The screen that tapped out on me because you were saying some real shit. I'm still here, nigga.
Bro, I don't even like when Gillian be talking that shit, man, about it's the younger guys, man. This and that. No, man, no, it's not, bro. It's hip hop. It's hip hop. Point blank. Period. It's hip hop. And if it's 50 years plus old, then we are the founders of it. So how you gonna be? That's what I said in that show that me and you had. How you gonna move me out of the way of a car that I built? How you gonna move? Now you can come in and add some accessories and as a youthful person, all you can do is learn this car from me. This is a 57 Chevy. You got to learn this, you know what I'm saying, from me or how to do it. And you come in and throw some 20s on it, 22s or whatever, and put some rims on it. I would prefer that you leave the stock rims on it, but if you want to come and accessorize it and turn it up, we welcome that. You know what I mean? But what you're not going to do,
I think it's funny as fuck. He said, I prefer you keep the
Yeah, you lessen the value.
Where am I, nigga? God damn, the screen is hating on me right now. Shit.
Yeah. Maybe you gotta click off and come back on.
That's what she said. Let me do that.
But
y'all bring me back on.
We're gonna keep it going because when you slide in, your energy is there. But like I said, man, this is the 50 plus show. My man right here, Intel, came up with the idea that we go into the GOAT conversation. And I like the whole going into the GOAT conversation because it's relevant to basketball, everything, man. That's this whole GOAT thing. But we're gonna try to take it from a different perspective. And y'all can join in. You said they can call in, or are we still able to do that?
Nah, not yet.
They can join us in the chat, though.
Yeah.
Y'all can definitely join us in the chat and let us know. So, take it away, man. Let me know what you're thinking, man.
Yeah, so for it's a time memorial question, memorial, I don't know how the term goes. For time immortal, people have been posing the question, who is the GOAT, right? I think we got to thank LL for that term, right? Because the first time I heard GOAT was LL, right? He's definitely within that category. So we want to address that, man. We've heard everybody from Jada, top 5 dead or alive, to Eminem, right? To Rakim, to Kane, so there's so many discussions revolving around that. So my idea was for us to sit down and build on it and try to really kind of validate our positions and not just mention the people that you like, but somebody that actually fits the criteria or somebody that really, fits the bill. Because I got a lot of MCs that I like, and sometimes you prejudice, man, So I wanted us to have that discussion, have a healthy debate about it, if that be the case, or just, to try to really get people insight where they're coming from and how they derive at these decisions. And then try to establish, what really is a GOAT. I mean, when we talking about greatest, it can really only be one, right? But a lot of times we say GOATs, because there's so many people that have fit somewhat within that criteria. So that was it in a nutshell. So we put out a couple of posts on the gram before we having some technical difficulties on the gram, so we have to play this back on Instagram. So our portrait view right now is a little bad on whatchamacallit too on YouTube. But in any event,
we're learning, we're growing, we're making it happen.
yeah, that's right. So on those posts that we put up, there was a number of people from, I'm not going to say every era, but I will say some of the dominant eras, from the Rakim, Big Daddy Kane era all the way up to now, you know. So I'll just start it off, I guess. For me, I think there has to be a distinction based upon era for a lot of reasons, because each person who can be considered a GOAT, I think if you think of anybody as a GOAT, well, if you ask somebody who grew up in the 70s and came up in the 80s, they're going to have a particular person. But it's hard to compare people from different eras because the game was different. People rap different. It's just a lot of things that separates. So for me, I'll say different eras. So I'll start with my era. I started listening to hip hop in 89, 88. Criminal Minded, I think, was my first song, my first album I got hold of thanks to my brother. BDP, KRS-One on the cover, you know, with the bullet belt, shotgun shells, Scott LaRock, R.I.P. So I would say from that era, for me, it would have to be Rakim. And the reason I say Rakim is because he changed the game in terms of lyricism. He had a crazy impact. I don't even look at sales. To me, the sales don't factor in when it comes to being the greatest. But I think impact is very important. I think your skill set is very important, because at the end of the day, we're talking about the greatest rapper alive or the greatest rappers. So you got to know how to rap. You can't just have a mean marketing plan and move a lot of units and expect to have that title of the GOAT. So yeah, so I'll start with that, man. We that's just to start it off.
Can I go? Or, you ready?
Yeah, Khalid, yeah, go ahead, brother. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna say two things really quick. Number one, the views and opinions of Khalif Wins do not represent the views of the 50 Plus show. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. And second thing I'll say, having a conversation on who is the GOAT is going to be different for somebody who's currently 16 years old. It's going to be different for somebody who's currently 26 years old, and it's going to be different for somebody who's currently 36 years old or 46 years old or even 56 years old. Because like you said, there's different criterias. I will talk about my childhood GOAT, and my childhood GOAT me is a four-way tie, and this is the first person on that list. Be dedicated to me. Because I based all of my greatest all-time decisions in whatever era or whatever decade based on how that artist impacted me, my area, and my region. Now, if you would ask me when I was 46, right, who my GOAT was, that would have switched. If you'd have asked me at 36, I would have said Biggie or something like that. If you'd have asked me at 26, I would have said fucking Black Thought. Like, again, it switches per generation, per year. My homeboy said something to me earlier today. He says, man, the generations really switch every 15 years. So the greatest of all time is conceptualized in the person and how they experience hip hop. That's my preface. That's my disclaimer.
So let me ask y'all this, man. So can we say, okay, all right, let's do it like this. For 80 to 90, let's just stay right there. 80
That's
to
hard.
90.
That's
okay, let's just stay from 80 to 90, and then let's say, can we really give a definitive answer to who the GOAT is from the 80s, 90s, far as just removing subjectiveness, far as who you personally like, and let's just do it like this. If we're talking about just individualism, not a group or anything like that, just starting there. So being honest and just straight, it's opinionated, but if we went by stats like we do with basketball and things of that nature, then if you put that into it, who had more of a greater impact from in the 80s as a solo artist than LL Cool J? And I'm talking about if we add stats and everything like we do in basketball, like we do when we add stats and champions rings and this, that, and the third. Is there anyone that had a greater impact, sold more records, embarked on the culture greater in the 80s than LL Cool J?
For me, and deferring back to what I said initially, I have to, it's hard for me not to consider Rakim the GOAT, because in my eyes, what he brought to the game was totally different when it came to how people was rapping, that, you know, that internal rhyming within a single bar, that kind of multi-syllabic. He just totally changed the game, man. So that alone for me, not that he brought something new to the game, because a lot of people bring new stuff to the game, but he brought something new to the game that kind of became the standard. So I don't know anybody who's had, I don't know, that impact to me is just almost immeasurable.
But remember, we taking everything, records, as I said, all the stats and everything, and let's just take, because we do that with basketball, right? So we're gonna do all the stats. You saying that when LL came in, he didn't change the dichotomy, he didn't change the dynamic of rap from Run DMC and anybody prior, Sugar Hill Gang, all that type of stuff. You don't think LL Cool J had a different style of rap and changed and impacted hip hop music greater than anyone else? And I'm talking about adding records sold, pop records, crossover records, the culture of hip hop, hood records, from Around the Way Girl to I'm Bad to everything that he did. And I'm with you with Rakim, but I'm saying you don't think LL Cool J, stat wise and everything else, can say that he had a more impact on hip hop music and for hip hop music, even with pushing the sales and everything? You don't think he had that more than Rakim?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the stats on sales. And me personally, sales don't factor into the greatness of an artist for me, because if we do that, we know all of the stats of the people that got the crazy sales, the MC Hammers, the Vanilla Ices. So I try not to factor in the sales, but I can't ignore L's impact. I would say L kind of, I'm not gonna say he commercialized it, but he had an impact like on the female level, you know, Round the Way Girl and all that. Yeah, that was crazy when that was out. And then, you know, he had he was just respected as a dude. I get that, but to me personally, right, and the reason I say this, because at the end of the day, I'm a person who is about lyrics. You know, before I rapped, which I don't do no more. Don't get that twisted. Before I was a rapper, I was a poet.
You used to rap?
Yeah, I used to rap. Yeah, I used to rap.
Why you stop?
That's a long story, but I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that off camera.
Nah, real quick. I'll just say this. Don't tell me. I'll just say this.
All right, so I served 18 and a half years in prison.
So you got stories then. So you should be rapping about some shit right now. The reason I'm saying this real quick, because I have an urgency for 40 and 50-year-old rappers to share their perspective, because hip-hop is not just multi-layered into a youth culture. That's the only reason I'm saying it, but continue. And I used to rap saying that.
On that. I get it. But, yeah. So anyway, but
we're going to have you freestyle before the end of the show. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
I got a real love for lyrics and words, right? I mean, I'm a published author. I'm a best-selling editor.
I knew you was a ladies' man. You talking about got a real good way with words. Mr. Steal Your Girlfriend ass nigga. I see you right there. That niggas got the ball heads, greased paws, got the muscle showing. Y'all be bagging niggas, aunties, and fucking baby mamas when y'all in Georgia, right? Y'all be scooping them out there, huh? Yeah, let me find out you the greatest of all time with the Mr. Steal Your Girlfriend GOAT status. Hold on, the definitive Steal Your Baby Mama energy. I'm playing. Listen, fellas, I'm not the I'm not
Yeah.
boring. Like you said, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, for sure. Y'all niggas dressed like y'all about to go scoop something, and I'm here in a motherfucking t-shirt in the motherfucking car in New York, and I feel severely underdressed for this conversation. Continue. Y'all look great. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, but
Nigga,
all
I
right,
like
so
about to do laundry in the back. Y'all niggas dressed up like y'all Avant and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like a lore in this motherfucker, nigga. Nigga got chain swinging. I got fucking headphones. Look at the difference right now. Shit.
all good. But yeah, but at the bottom of the foundation basically for the music for me is the words, right? So I gotta weigh all of these different things that factor into a person's greatness. And to me, for somebody to shift the culture in terms of lyrics, which is irrespective of what we want to say, at the end of the day, that drives everything. I mean, people right now are doing all type of swag rap and all that other stuff, but before you even get there, to keep this thing alive, we got to have bars. And his contribution to me, like I said, to me, it's just unsurpassed what he began to do with lyrics. And then we've seen this picked up. So it's not like it's just he brought something to the game and not a lot of people jumped on it, right? He kind of transformed it. I mean, when you think of Kane and all of that, that comes from Ra. I mean, you know, so it's hard for me to compare those other things to that.
Well, I don't want to do that though.
Let me
I don't want
chime
to
in
say
real
that.
quick.
I don't want to say that Big Daddy Kane came from Rakim. I think I'm going to say that Big Daddy Kane came from Big Daddy Kane. Just like Rakim came from Rakim, even though Rakim will tell you himself, he got some of his stuff from people like Melly Mel, Grandmaster Caz, this, that, and the third. I don't want to say that because then you can, because then did Slick Rick get any of his? Did Slick Rick get any of his style from Rakim?
I'm gonna be honest with you, because of the people who names that you're naming, everybody who you named LL, Slick Rick, Karis One, Rakim, they are literally the foundative roots of style trees in hip hop. So much so, like i.e. Rakim said that he wrote his bars like a jazz musician to try to get as much notes within the lines. We had this conversation offline. They created such foundations of style that they didn't get it for real from anybody else, but where they compiled it from. Getting back to the point about basketball, and I know y'all gonna hate me saying this, the reason you can't use the basketball analogies when it comes to hip hop, because if all three of us went out to dinner and it was people of every age group and we talked about the greatness of how Michael Jordan was, nobody 16 years old is gonna understand that because all they know is LeBron. Nobody 26 years old is gonna really understand that. They'll talk about LeBron and Kobe. And then if you're 30 something, they'll kind of understand it because that's why there can never be, yo, who's the definitive GOAT? That's the first thing I'll say. Because definitive is based on our experiences, what we surmise, and our singular perceptions. This is why other media platforms would get into trouble with lists. You understand what I'm saying? Because they will compile mad people and it'll be like, this is who we think, this is who we think. And I'm literally putting myself in the mind of the rappers that they talk about. And if I was one of those rappers, I'd be like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that it has to be preferential where people like you, me, him, and him think is the GOAT to us, because definitiveness is trying to answer questions for how other people feel. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, everything is subjective at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
It's
so
hard.
I
There's
guess
no
you-
real objectivity.
But-
I think,
see, I
but
don't
I
wanna
think
do
there are
that.
new GOATs right now on the rise. That's how I like discuss. There's new
Yeah.
GOATs on the rise.
Well, right. Well, that's why I say I want to get to the definitive on this show. Like I know it's all subjective, and I know that, but today I just wanted to like really. That's why I was going to do 80 to 90. See if we can come down to a solid answer in the 80s and the 90s, or a unanimous answer. Is three of us, so we could do unanimous in the 80s to 90s. Who? And so you say Big Daddy Kane. These
No.
80s.
I said it was a full. For me, it's too difficult because the easy answer would be LL in general. Like in general, the easy answer.
Now, why
But for
you
me,
say that? Why you say LL easy?
again, growing up in New York City at the time, seeing the impact, but then I can't take that impact away from what KRS One is doing, part of my four-way tie, and I most definitely can't take the impact from what Big Daddy Kane and Rakim was doing. That's why, personally, I can't in that 80s. There is no way in fucking hell I can pick one person out of that ridiculously solid decade. For me, I don't know about y'all. I can never. I'm stuck. LL, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Rakim. I can't pick between those four. I can't even. It will be for me. It will be in fucking possible for me.
Well, if I looked at it out of them four, who I listen to the most
Preferential.
beyond a shadow of a doubt, KRS-One. I'm talking about all KRS-One, every album, Criminal Minded, to By Any Means Necessary, to Stop the Violence record, to even on to Edutainment. Yeah. There is no other artist that I listen to. Rakim, I didn't listen to off his four first albums. I didn't do that. Big Daddy Kane, not four in a row. I did not do that. You know what I mean? Rakim, 4 in a row. I did not do that. LL Cool J, yes, pretty almost, yeah. But KRS-One definitely 4 in a row. Definitely 4 in a row for KRS-One. So if I had to pick my personal, I would say KRS-One. But if I kept it real and just said, was KRS-One more impactful than LL Cool J, I'm going to say no. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say no. Was Big Daddy Kane more impactful than LL Cool J? I'm going to say no. Was Rakim more impactful in hip hop than LL Cool J? I'm going to say no. I just don't. I mean, it by all the way around the board, you know. And then we say lyricism, but if I keep it 100 on that, I don't think Rakim was more lyrical than what when we define penning. I don't think Rakim was more lyrical than Kool G Rap. I don't think KRS-One was more lyrical than Kool G Rap. I don't think Big Daddy Kane was more lyrical than Kool G. When we talking about metaphors and putting words in a line and so many, and because I write too, and we all got you write putting words. You saying that Rakim was more lyrical than Kool G Rap?
No, I'm not even saying that, right? That's another question. We talk about that later. What I'm saying is, to what Khalif said, in a way, Rakim, his style there was no precedent for his style. What he did with lyrics, nobody was doing. So I think that's such a contribution to the game that he has to have that title for that era. I'm not saying
he's your personal GOAT. We're gonna have personal GOATs. I'm just stuck in a 4-person lock.
Who was doing what L was doing?
What?
Because you keep saying what nobody was doing what Rakim. Who was doing what L was doing? I'm saying, like, your criteria, you say no one was doing what because of what he did lyrically. Who was doing what LL Cool J was doing before L?
LL was rhyming like everybody else was rhyming. He had the same type of flow.
I just want to put something out there. Y'all picked the hardest decade to even try. This is the most difficult decade to pick one bro. I can never do one person. In the 80s, it was so fucking difficult. Technically, I think it's a 10-person tie, but that's neither here nor there. But again, what I think, what you think is all based on personal GOAT choices.
Yeah. Well, we know that. Like it really is subjective.
No. You and I know that. All three of us know that. But other people are watching. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I want to just put that disclaimer out there. What all three of us say is subjective, personal opinion, not putting down anybody else, or none of us are doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's just personal desire and love for hip hop. The 80s, by fucking far, is fucking difficult. The 90s is worse for us. Like, it's worse.
I was about to say, if you said that, like, who is it? Is it an easy run in the 90s to pick?
No. Hell no. For me, no.
I will say, out of that era, though, the artist that had more impact on me than anybody probably was Kool G Rap.
And that's the word. More impact on me. That's the phrase.
Saying, and then Kane, between Kool G and Kane.
So us as fans of hip hop, you being an artist, I'm an artist. Khalid, was you spitting at one point?
Yeah, I'm about to do. I'm about to do 2 videos making fun of me rapping in 2012 to my old songs. I think it's dope, but I only listen. Put it out there for everybody. When I rapped, you can laugh me all you want. My friends used to gangster rap. My friends used to do diss songs. I just rapped about getting cheeks and checks. That was my rap style. I was like, if I put together a dope 16, then when I get off a stage, I'm smashing cheeks and getting a check. That's what I was about. Everybody was
That's
like, I
kind of
bust
like
my
LL.
guns. I do this. I'm going to beat you up. I'm trying to fuck somebody's baby mama. That was my whole rap career, right? Like that. I was like, let me bust a rap and leave with something pretty. Literally. That was the type of rapper I was.
That's kind of LL.
Look at you. You
Yeah,
he
man.
listen, no matter what we say, listen, LL less is on like on everything. LL is again is the goal is a personal goal to mine. That's what I'm saying. For me, I can't pick between those. Actually, 10. I got 10 because my 4 goes to a 10 easy. Because I didn't even say G Rap, but to me, he's a. But again, these are forefathers of styles.
Okay,
And
so
everybody is a
what
fruit
other
of the
direction?
branch of the you can't. I'll put it this way. Somebody said this. I think it was Complex or some great media person said this 20 years ago. And somebody created a list. They said every rapper today comes from a branch of those 10 primary rappers. Cool G Rap, E40, fucking Ice-T, you know what I'm saying? LL Cool J, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. I would have to put UGK in the same thing. Ghetto Boy. Like they come from foundative trees.
Right.
Every rap style, and we're naming the foundative roots from coast to coast. Because again, even me growing up in New York, I got a personal problem with there not being a better representation of the other coast that I would listen to in the 80s and the 90s. Because people could talk all that shit about, oh, well, yes, New York is most definitely the Mecca. And there was other fly shit happening in different regions as well. Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That were foundative roots. Like I discovered 3 6 Mafia in 2000, but they came out in 97. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when I went to college, I discovered, and I didn't understand E40 and what he was talking about when I was super younger, like in the Sprinkle Me era. But it
Right.
took me getting older to be like, oh my God, this nigga was teaching fucking business, life lessons, and game lessons. I didn't appreciate Too Short till later in my
Right.
20s.
Right.
But
Right.
I received regions at certain parts of my life, and then other people became goats. So I think every hip hop fan, their GOAT list should be number one, a starting 10. It can never be a one. I'm sorry if you love hip hop. And it should be well balanced for the region because the region gave so much dope shit. Like we grew up on Scarface. We grew up on motherfucking, I can't even say Andre, a big boy. I would have to say Outkast. We grew up on Luke. I don't give a fuck what nobody says, but Luke was preaching the club gospel. I don't care what nobody says, bro. Like we grew up on so many different coastal dopeness that you cannot pick one. I understand LL is the foundative branch of goldism, like the foundative branch, but the foundative branches can't be compared to anything else because it'll be preferential. But I want to say this being a native New Yorker, proud to be from New York. Any conversation involving hip hop greatness must involve the great contributions from all the coasts because niggas was spitting from coast to coast, from south to Midwest, from east to, you know what I'm saying? It has to be inclusive. And I know we're mostly from New York, but you gotta give salute to the niggas that built the fucking house everywhere. You know what I'm
Everywhere. Yeah.
saying?
I mean, yeah, I'm with that because, like I said, me coming from Cleveland, you know,
Are you from C-Town, nigga? Of
yeah,
course, you got some fire shit, nigga. Like beyond hip hop, Cleveland is super important, nigga. Beyond hip hop, but that's another
yeah,
conversation.
yeah. I mean, and so growing up in Cleveland, it was hard. NWA, Too Short, you know, Bun B and UG and Pimp C when they came out. You know, it was heavy. In the 80s, it was the LL Cool J's, the foundation. But then once around 80, Slick Rick, once around 80, EPMD, once around 88, when NWA came in, then the West Coast came in, then it was King T. We was banging out King T in Cleveland. We was banging out NWA in Cleveland. Spice One was heavy in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm talking about heavy in Cleveland. Spice One was heavy in Cleveland. UGK heavy in Cleveland. 8Ball and MJG heavy in Cleveland. I mean, all of those, the Ghetto Boys and Scarface.
Word
they
was
was
gospel,
the
nigga.
gospel. You know what
Gospel,
I'm saying?
nigga.
Like more than any East Coast in Cleveland, it was everybody that I just named in Cleveland had the most impact in Cleveland was everybody I just named: the NWA, the King T's, the Spice Ones, the MCA, the Compton's Most Wanted
Yes. Or
was
what
heavy
you
in
call
Cleveland.
nigga, above the law, Black Superman.
Above the
Above the
law,
law.
look, if you
Above
go
the
to
law, Black
Cleveland right now
Superman.
and you play Black Superman, you're gonna turn the whole club
Niggas
out
is taking a
right now.
hard pull over the blunt with some dark liquor on some above the law. Like
Yes.
but here's the thing. Let me add to your point. The beautiful thing I learned about going to college for like 5 years in the Midwest was blessed to get fire shit from all
Everywhere.
sides.
Yep.
And then they created their own styles. Like when Bone Thugs first came out, I remember being in New York and niggas like, man, I don't understand this shit. But when you listen to their fucking flows, again, they created foundational flows that niggas still use to this day,
Now, that's an
niggas. Like
example. Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bone
Yeah.
Thugs literally said that this the powerful thing about the Midwest, Chicago, Ohio, that whole Midwest region.
St. Louis.
They this masters at saying this is dope, this dope. And here's the thing, and people don't talk about this. I think this is a great conversation. We got to remember, whether we understand, agree, that if you lived in a particular region of the United States during the 80s and the 90s, the hip hop we were fed was programmed to us by whatever the program director of the primary radio stations put on all the time in the car, unless we got mixtapes from different states. Because if it was mixtapes from 3 6 Mafia, that put me onto 3 6 Mafia because they wasn't play like that in the radio in New York City. There were mixtapes from the West Coast. Mixtapes became like, remember, now I'm going back. Maybe it's my HBCU training, but and for those who don't know, there used to be something called the Green Book for Negroes. Let me educate everybody. If you were black and it was the 50s and the 60s and you wanted to take your car and travel to the States, there was a Green Book showing you safe locations where our ancestors would not get lynched. To me, hip hop mixtapes per region, especially if you grew up in New York, we didn't hear a lot of shit from other places. So our hip hop diet was fed to us by whatever the program director decided. The cool thing about New York is that we still have some dope ass DJs, Red Alert, you know what I'm saying, Funk Flex. We have Bobbito, Stretch Armstrong,
Bobito.
Martin Moore, and they gave us things from different areas and stuff like that. But when I would go to people's houses in Philly, I was like, damn, who's this? Then when I would visit my cousins in North Carolina, who's this and what are they playing on the radio? And you got to remember that a Generation X, our music tastes, unfortunately, were limited to whatever the dominant program directors were per the region told to play that music, whether it was in Cleveland, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, you know what I'm saying, Memphis. What we've thought about hip hop, that's why I like social media. Social media is the ultimate democratization when it comes to information. Now, there's negative sides, but now, as hip hop fans, older or younger, we don't have to be stuck to whatever our dominant radio stations are saying is dope, because dope is everywhere now and accessible. But back when we were growing up, you'd have to get a mixtape from people, or big up to everybody that was in the military in the 90s. Because the people in the military, when hip hop was growing and then through the 90s and the early 2000s, they were doing a cultural exchange with mixtapes more so than most people because they were traveling the world while serving the country and protecting us. So I think that a lot of our hip hop tastes were based on the regional program directing of what the dominant radio and music was played via the DJs on the radio or the DJs at the party. Like, for instance, when I travel to different states, first thing I want to do is go to a club. Why? Because I hear the regional taste that may not be privy to based on the programming and the taste of my region. And when I was strongly encourage everybody to do, like me, as I told to them, I'm planning my first trip to Atlanta. First thing I want to do, I don't want the tourist shit bring me to the most scariest club, because every state got the most scariest club, but I know I will hear the most fire hip hop that I have never heard in my motherfucking life. That's what I like to hear. Every time I travel, I need to hear what's popping out here, because my desire for the fire beat and the fire rhyme, it doesn't have to be lyrical miracle, but if it's a fucking chorus that'll make me say, like when I first heard 3 6 Mafia, I didn't understand how much screaming tear the club up would get somebody fucked up when that song would come on. Or just imagine me freshman year of college hearing Nuck as You Buck And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then when that beat dropped, all the girls lose their mind. And since I was Mr. Cheeks and Checks, I was like, you know what? Let me learn more about this shit because this Atlanta music. And then Little John don't start no again. Our taste, unfortunately, in the 80s and 90s, I can't talk about 2000 on, was skewed, not skewed, but it was limited based on whatever that primary radio station or set of DJs was playing. Not saying nobody else is diverse, but if I grew up in Memphis, I would have a different music taste and a music set of goats. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's why you said, like, when you said, I really do believe that the Midwest, we had the best advantage, because me growing up, I heard everybody. I would hear Crunchy Black, and I would hear Slick Rick. You know what I mean? I would hear, you know, Mobb Deep, and then I also would hear UGK. So we played everything in the clubs, but I can say it was more, being in Cleveland was more South driven after the 80s than East Coast driven, but it still was East Coast. Because you still would go in the club, you still would hear the Locks, you still would hear, you know, Mace and all of them, you know what I'm saying? You would hear all of that. You still would hear Nas, not as much in the club, but, you know, I don't know if Nas really knocked that much in the club, period. But
Yeah, he does.
I'm talking about like around the country in the early 90s.
I would know. I didn't have the bread to travel like that when I was younger. All my friends traveled for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the ability to travel like that.
I definitely was moving around, but me being in Cleveland, but what I don't like a lot of times with people today is how it's a double fold, is how they kind of like push New York out of the way or don't want to give New York that credit. And then, but I understand why a lot of them go that route, because it's like they felt like New York was too arrogant, and New York didn't want to open up the door for other people. So once
I want to answer that point. I got to get off the stage and come back on because my phone is being an asshole.
Okay, yeah. So I think that I would say that, you know, in my moving around and touring and doing shows and things of that nature, like people wanted to be accepted. If you was an MC, you wanted to be accepted by New York. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanted to be accepted by New York. If you was a true hip hop MC and a true hip hop fan, you wanted to be accepted by New York. So that's why Andre 3000 said what he said at the Source Award, because he was hurt. Because we being not from New York, we love New York. You know what I mean? Like we love the artists. We love them just as much as New Yorkers loved them. You know what I mean? Because it was hip hop. It was who we was. But then when you're not accepted,
hold that thought.
And you're not accepted. Like I remember me.
No, I ain't gonna have you walk to that door.
I remember me being at you know, 94. So I'm up in I'm 93, 94. So I'm up in New York. I'm at the Palladium. But I'm out there with DJ Enough, Clark Kent, Fresco, Dame Dash, Jay-Z, and they all, you know, running around battling. This is right out in front of the Palladium, you know what I mean? And I know if enough, you can think back and remember this. Fresco, if you ever on the line, remember this. Now we out there battling, but the respect for an artist that wasn't from New York, it wasn't there. Even if you was nice, they say, oh yeah, you can write, you was nice, but it was politics. Even back then, it was politics. Like if you wasn't from New York, then they wasn't kind of like, they wasn't feeling you like that. They say, oh yeah, you nice, you can rap. But if you couldn't say you was from the Bronx, Harlem, Long Island, you know, Queens, if you wasn't saying that, and where you from? I'm from Cleveland. Oh yeah, oh you got that twang, you know what I mean, when you talk. You got that twang when you talk, you know, and so, you know, it kind of was becoming a little depressing. So that's why Andre 3000 stood up there and was like, yo, what y'all talking about, nigga? The South got something to say, nigga. Like we got rhymes, we rap, we flow. Now we love Slick Rick, nigga. We love Rakim. We love LL Cool J just as much as y'all. We love EPMD, nigga. We rode around on the, you know what I'm saying, on the 22s or in the 9/8 with the crushed velvet seats, with the wood grain, nigga, and we was bumping Slick Rick. Hey, young world, we bang that shit, we roll. But then when we rapping, y'all don't want to give us that same type of acknowledgement and acceptance. And so now niggas had a chip on their shoulder. So once it got away from New York to the degree that it did, the fear was if it ever got back in New York hand again like it was, we wouldn't be accepted the way we was. You know what I mean? So that's why I think a lot of it. Not I don't necessarily feel that way because I love New York. New York is my second home, and I went through New York and I made motherfuckers feel me. So it wasn't no. But at the same time, everybody wasn't able to do that. So, but I love New York, and New York is the birthplace of hip hop for me. And I'm an East Coast nigga by default and just by heart. You know what I mean? It is what it is. There ain't no shame.
Let me. I have so many things I want to say right now, but let me first apologize for getting off camera. But I saw a lady on my block carrying bags, and she was struggling, and I'm not having that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to do that. I apologize for getting off. Second, how can I answer this? If it wasn't for me going to an HBCU, I would still suffer from heavy regional bias. Let me just first start by saying that. Because just imagine, growing up in New York, I'm about to be 50, seeing hip hop. When I was born, I was seeing hip hop and everything happening in New York, listening to radio stations, and again, getting back to what we were regionally programmed to have. We're the Mecca. That's true. But when I discovered thank God for shows like Video Music Box, Ralph McDaniels. He would show videos from different coasts. That's like in the 80s and the 90s. And I was like, oh shit, thank God for Ralph McDaniels. Thank God for Fab Five Freddy. Thank God for Sister D Barnes. Thank God for Ed Lover and Dre and MTV. If it wasn't for these entities giving me a balanced diet of dope hip hop from the West, the South, the Midwest, then I would still stay stuck in a tunnel vision of what was happening in New York City, as well as what was consistently played. But when I went to my historically black college, now peep this mindset. I'm talking about I was suffering from heavy New York elitists. If you ain't lyrically barred up, then it's not hip hop mindset, which I call a limited mindset, not a New Yorker's mindset. A mindset to say if you're not of this style, then this is not dope. Then when I went to my HBCU, and one thing I learned, shut the fuck up. Look at the DJ, listen to the music, watch the crowd. Look at the DJ, listen to the music, shut the fuck up and watch the crowd. And he would run through 3 6 Mafia. He would run through fucking Crucial Conflict. Like, just imagine the first time you seen them play Hey by Crucial Conflict. Did not even understand the beat when I first heard it. Didn't understand, like, again, we're talking bops. Whatever region you're from, the song is fire if it has a regionally rich bop, drum pattern, chorus, and rap style. So just imagine hearing Crucial Conflict for the first time, and that beat starts dun 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 dun, and then that beat goes hey in the middle, and I'm looking. But again, my rule is growing up as a DJ: if you don't understand something, shut the fuck up. Look at the DJ, look at the crowd, see how the music is busting through the speakers. Again, that is called cultural immersion. Last point to what you said. Andre 3000, as a born and raised Southerner, had every right to feel hurt and say that in the Source Awards because, as he just said, it's right. You want to come to the Mecca and you want to be respected for the hard work you've done in your art form. And then he said the South has something to say. So getting back on that point where you said New York had it. Okay, when it comes to hip hop, every region has it for a season. The South season has had a long as fuck run because the South ain't, hear me out, the South ain't just Georgia. The South is the South.
That's right. That's right.
Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, a whole bunch of southern states, Florida, a whole bunch of southern states. And it went from Georgia to here and here and here and here.
Even Texas. All the way out to Texas.
Even, so when the West Coast have it, it was California. One huge state.
Right.
Huge state. And then the South has it. and then everything is secular. No region has ownership of hip hop. New York is the mecca where it was created, but there's no but. In addition to what I'm saying, we created something for the world to enjoy, but in the creation of it shouldn't downplay the regional richness of what was presented. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Most
again,
definitely, most definitely.
this is from a person. All I knew was New York. Go back and forth to North Carolina to my family's house. Didn't understand Southern music. Go to those house parties and parties. Back to New York. Then go to college in 2000. Then my mind was fucking blown because if anybody here that's watching this knows anything about historically black colleges, that's another cultural exchange. Think about the time. I went from college from 2000 to 2005. Do you understand the first album that fucked my head up? And I didn't understand the style, but it was undeniable, was Nelly's Country Grammar. Did not understand shit, but niggas was playing that shit hard in the dorms. The whole album, not one fucking song. And after a while, going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth was like, first time I was like, why are niggas playing this shit? Then the second time, it's just too catchy, it's undeniable. Then it went to like Freeway and like the whole Rockefeller at the same time. And but it's so much cultural immersion in the HBCU campus, the same way it is on a military base of people that love hip hop. Where anywhere there's different people from different places that love hip hop, they gonna share what's fire in their region. So
Right.
I think that now with social media, and I always say this in every platform I have, we all have a great opportunity to discover the cultural richness of hip hop from every fucking place, even overseas. They're doing
That's right.
great things in London.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great things. Like right now in Chicago, I seen some videos about a new form of Latin rap where they mix drill and bachata. I like styles mixing. Last point I'll say, I shut the fuck up regarding this statement. Me and my band, I was part of a band for 15 years. Yes, I was a rapper in a funk hip hop band. And we opened up for George Clinton about over 10 years ago, right? And I didn't know George Clinton was watching us. He had a hoodie on. So when we got off stage, we were opening for him. Before he went on and his band set up all his gear, he pulled each of the band members to the side and gave us critiques and then gave us what we good at, things we need to work on. He got my hyperactive jumping on stage rapping. He says, you have a lot of energy. You're giving a lot of colors. He says, what I have learned, and I'm sharing this to your audience, that music is a canvas. You're supposed to mix the colors you like and create something new. That's how I really work with the funk. And that's stuck in my mind. Like you said about the Midwest, the beautiful thing about the Midwest, you guys get music on the radio station from fucking everywhere. And you got to enjoy the colorful landscape of the beauty of hip hop from multiple regions. And you're supposed to take what you love from each region to combine your favorite parts to create your own style. That's in jazz. If anybody reads up on Charlie Parker or Miles Davis, and when Miles Davis talks about jazz or any form of music, Wynton Marsalis or with metal when it comes to guitar riffs. Any musician, if you love music, you admire your greats, you don't bite, and then you take the favorite things and you create your own style. That's the beauty of regional hip hop. And Metro Boomin talked about the resurgence of regional hip hop and why it's important, and I agree with him. I wanted hip hop to get back to the place where things are clearly defined and the sound is defined by the region so we can enjoy the richness of the region. When I go to Georgia, I want to feel y'all culture so heavy, but it's hip hop and it's fire. Same thing when I visit Memphis. Same thing when I want it. I love hip hop so fucking much. I don't care as long as it's fucking regionally dope and I learn something. Do you understand what I'm saying? So even as a
Yeah.
New Yorker who suffered from regional bias, those experiences help break me out of that mental mold because dope hip hop is dope hip hop is dope hip hop, no matter what regions it is, as long as it's authentic to the region and the story.
Yeah, it's funny you say that the idea of social media has kind of exposed us, it put everything front street. But I do feel, I'm glad you touched on that at the end, because I think we've kind of lost the regional uniqueness, because everything is, amalgamated now. It's just one blob, and everybody's trying to chase, which is not a bad thing. I mean, because if you come up, for a kid that comes up now, he just exposed everything, right? So I get it, but I think, especially some of the older artists, I think we need to try to, keep that.
Oh, you said we, nigga. That means you thinking about being an artist again. That's the fuck I'm talking about. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. You said we, nigga. I know you practicing somewhere and too scared to share that shit. Fuck that shit. Release that shit.
Trying to get me in the booth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think there's a need, just for that regionness. But I got a similar experience, because I mean I was straight, New York, East Coast. I mean, West Coast. I messed with West Coast. Only people from the South I messed with before I came down here was Scarface.
For
I
sure,
like
nigga.
I
You
like
can't
some of
even say
Jeezy.
anybody but Scarface for
Yeah,
sure, nigga. Like
yeah.
Space is that
Face.
nigga.
I like
Sidebar.
some of Jeezy, and I like the little Ti. But I came down here, man. I started hitting these clubs, man. I was like, well, it's a whole different energy, man.
Like, why aren't people talking about the greatness of Pastor Troy?
Yeah, man.
Like Pastor Troy was that nigga to me, like in college.
Yeah,
Sidebar.
yeah, back in the day, yeah, most definitely Pastor Troy name was to be mentioned. But like I said, man, I was still tipping on 4 I'm talking about Paul Wall. I'm talking about Slim Thug. I'm talking about Mike Jones. Mike Jones was heavy in Cleveland. I'm talking about Lil Kiki. You know what I mean? All them cats out there.
Zero.
Yeah, Zero. Yeah, my man Zero. All of them. See, so when you say the richness of the regional culture of music, those people are going to have to continue to make music, because if you come down here, bro, I'm right now and I'm out there, you're not finna hear nothing. You finna hear the same shit you hearing in New York, bro. Telling you that right now. I just left New York. I bumped into you out there on the seeing you out there filming at the block party with Stoop Set, and when Funk Flex was DJing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you hear multitude, but I'm talking about like when I went out later on that night into Manhattan and I would walk into the lounges and things of that nature. It was the same. When you come down here, now I can run you around. When you do come, make sure you hit me. We're gonna have a great time.
Well, I'm gonna hit you up for sure.
Yeah, but you're gonna hear, because New York is so heavy down here in Atlanta, man. Like I tell everybody, Atlanta is the new New York. Whether Atlanta people want to accept that or not, Atlanta is the new New York. Like it just really is, man. Like,
you know how offended if I was born and raised in Atlanta to hear that?
Yo, listen,
like I would be offended, nigga.
Hey, listen, I'm only saying it because I'm not from here, right? And I'm not from New York. But when I go out and we talking about 50 plus, so let's take, we talking about 50 plus. Atlanta is not the new New York when it come down to the younger, but we talk about 50 plus down here. You're gonna hear, you walk into a spot and let it be. They have Brooklyn Day here, Queens Day here.
I know. I was considering coming down there for Queens Day.
Listen to me, man.
I'm still up in the air about it.
When they say it's Queens in the house, I'm talking about you in a spot that hold at least 2,500 to 3,000 people. It's Brooklyn in the house, nigga. You're gonna swear you in Brooklyn. It's Queens in the house. You're gonna swear you in Queens.
Listen, as a New Yorker hearing that, and my desire, because I should have been a sociologist because I love differences in culture. I always like to go somewhere and learn. That disheartens. I mean, it disheartens me kind of, because it's like when I want to first visit Atlanta, I want to be like, yo, let me hear some shit that I have never heard before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me experience that I've never experienced.
I can take you to the Coalition DJs Music Monday, and you're gonna hear all kind of shit you ain't. You're gonna hear all kind of stuff.
I would want to go to that because.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it there, but I'm saying it's the youth. So we go to them type of places, then yes, you're gonna be going to youth. That's when you're gonna hear D-Lo, Boss Man D-Lo. You're gonna hear all of these, the newer artists that's out. Finesse 2 Time, not really new, but you'll hear those artists down there. But if you're talking about you want to go somewhere where we at, you're gonna hear some young bro. You're gonna hear 90s hip hop all the way around the board. You're still gonna hear that right now down here. If you go out and you're talking about the demographic of 40 to 55 or 40 to 60, you're gonna hear 90s hip hop. That's what you're gonna hear. Yeah, I'm talking about through all the whole night. You're gonna hear Faith Evans. You're gonna hear 112. You're gonna hear Next. You're gonna hear Drew Hill. You're gonna hear 90s music. If you come down here and you go anywhere where 40 to 60-year-old is at, that's what you're gonna hear.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna spend some time with my age group, but then I'm gonna spend a lot of time with the younger age group because I'm used to being around younger folks in New York, and I'm the unk in my circles. But again, because learning, like, I love hip hop so much, or anybody that loves hip hop so much, should be always super fascinated and enjoy regional hip hop because dope is dope wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear something fire that I've never heard in the style. It's like me, I like to cook, but when I go to my homegirl's house, she's Haitian. Dishes I have never tried before. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you love food, you love to try
Right,
new
right.
styles. I love hip hop. I love to hear new, you know what I'm saying? It's just the hunger of the beauty that God blesses with this beautiful art form that other people from other regions are telling their story. That's the shit that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck if you're on the other side of the planet. If you got a story that I don't know shit about the story, like, think about it. We grew up on Teenage Love, Girl Don't Hurt Me Again, Children's Story,
Mhm.
My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, Doodle Brown, even like word, like Two
Mhm.
Live Crew cover. I used to get fucked up over that cover and shit like that. NWA, and like, oh shit, they saying nigga on record. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's regional richness.
Like he said, that's you're gonna be hard. You're gonna That's a hard look to find that
But
nowadays.
put like this, let's make it an adventure. If I come to Atlanta, I'll put it on my YouTube channel, and I'm just going to be like, oh shit, because I want to have the old. Listen, I grew up DJing. Old shit moments is what we live for. When somebody plays something and you turn around like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? Like, I like that shit. I always like to be, because being our age group, we can't to evolve, we can't be used to seeing the same shit, hearing the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to
Yeah.
be wild, and it's hard for people in our age group to be wild by hip hop unless we put ourselves in spaces where something's good. Like the whole fucking "Bombs Over Baghdad" by Outkast. To me, that's a genre breaking song. First of
Mhm.
all, the beginning sound like an EDM song, but when them drums drop, it shit sound like a drum and bass song, and then them niggas is spitting. I like shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ultra
So we're gonna
magnetic.
have to. So we would have to really delve into the idea and the reality of today's music. Are there really people being original? Like I'm talking
Yes.
about. I'm talking about. I'm talking about to the degree to where as though it's so rich in using your words that it captivates the whole entire region.
Look, everybody watching this, look up Sin Santana, CYN, number fucking one. Everybody watching this, go, oh, so many people. Like, that's the thing. I think because of my training as a child, being a DJ, going to B Street Records and buying records and sifting, and we would spend hours
Yeah,
looking for
yeah,
dope records,
most definitely.
listening. Our generation, above all, is trained to dig for long periods of time for great music, make the decision. Oh shit, I only got $30. I can get two records, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Let me dig for an hour and a half to find my two records, but you have to listen all the time. Needle, needle, needle. Right now, social media is the new, I call the new record crate. If you want to find new hip hop, there is tons of fire hip hop
That's a fact.
Oh yeah, no,
in the
no, no.
region.
We had a show on that. It's tons
Yeah.
of, like I said, I love the Oswin Benjamins, the Isaiah Rashads. I love the Dizzy Wrights. All of them young cats. I love them cats. Even my man, what's my man,
Fergie Bergen,
Fergie. I
Fergie
love
Bergen.
Yeah,
all of the
like Jay Worthy in the West Coast, like
Jay
Pilo in the
Worthy.
West Coast.
Yeah,
Like,
Larry June. Larry
yo,
June out
Larry
there.
June is my nigga. Like, I
Yeah,
love
yeah, I
fucking
love
Larry
it.
June,
So,
nigga.
but that's the beauty. But it's not necessarily regional when we get these artists. It's just a plethora of new artists from
Yeah.
all over that just got that got they that I love because they love and respect the craft and they talking about something. They got subject matter. They got sustenance when they do this. So they have all these things, but it's not like a such so much as a regional movement. It's just like I said, a plethora of new artists that are dope and they love hip hop. Like them one, what's the new
That's the
dudes?
beauty.
Contra.
Coach
What's the
Contra.
Post
Coach
Contra,
Contra?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that. It's like yes, the youth got a lot of different dope artists that I love. But is it like is it a regional movement like it was
Nah,
coming up?
it's every man for themselves per region because the internet made it so.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I I use this argument. Just imagine we're 16 all over again. Wow. I still have my sperm count. Sorry, that's funny. Like, we're 16 years old. See, 16 years old again. We're alive. We have the internet. We're 16. Now, as a 16-year-old, oh, I'm gonna create my own playlist based on what I search and what I like. I'm gonna create my YouTube playlist, my Spotify playlist, and I'm gonna save Instagram pages and TikTok pages of artists that I specifically fuck with. It's not a regional movement because artists are now like, listen. We're not going to let the algorithm decide who's going to push our music. We're going to go ham. That's why we have the La Russells. If I got one song, I'm going to make
Mhm.
20 videos. I'm going to make these motherfuckers know. Same thing with Kamaya in the West Coast. Same thing with like a whole bunch of people in the South. They're putting so much visuals and they're dominating their FYPs to put themselves out there because there's so much music coming out. There's so much information on social media that they know that these smart new young artists know that in order for cream to rise to the top, we're gonna have to flood these apps
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
Versus when we were younger, the flooding meant mixtapes, doing shows in colleges, and state to state. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I would
yeah.
encourage any younger artists or even artists that are in their 40s or 50s that really want to make it, travel. I met this artist from DMV called Barzantino. I met him at a graph show in the middle of Manhattan at this place called Delancey. This dude was traveling from state to state with a job, traveling state to state. That because and I use this last example. Rest in peace, Jelly Bean
Mm,
from Prince and New Power. I got video of Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean was a close old school mentor of mine because my homeboy has a great relationship with whatchamacallit from Jerome from Purple Rain and Morris Day.
yeah.
And when I was a kid, we used to go to shows, and Jelly Bean would always pull me aside because we were the tallest people there. You know what I'm saying? And they used to get on me because I didn't have money for clothes, and Jelly Bean would defend me because I have no drip. I am one of the most fashion-less niggas in New York City. New York niggas is fly. I am not that nigga. I'm Black Adam Sandler. What's the point, Khalif? So one of the last times I met Jelly Bean before he passed away, we were having a great debate on the difference between their era when they would do shows and he called up, man, I'm touching the flesh. I'm meeting the people. I'm doing the show on stage and connecting with the people. And then my argument was like, nigga, use social media. But Jelly Bean had a point. The thing that new hip hop or anybody that wants to embark on a hip hop career, you have to travel and touch the people and connect with the people in person to create an offline experience. How do I know that to be true? Me, I went viral a million times on TikTok like 2 years ago. That don't mean shit if you're not outside. And when
Yeah.
people meet me in person, they realize two things. Damn, this nigga talk too much like he doing social media, and damn, this nigga loves hip hop because that is what they encounter when they see me in person, which translate to what I do online. So I think new artists, whether I encourage 40 and 50 year artists to put their point of view out there as well should do your social media thing, but then you got to go outside. Do your social media thing. You got to go travel state to state this weekend. You got to tell the kids, listen, I'm about to go to Atlanta. Listen, I'm about to go to LA. Listen, I'm about to go to Memphis. Because if you don't have that balance of social media and going out and meeting people and speaking to people, then how are people realistically going to feed you when they get millions of fucking things on a thumb swipe? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great point. And
that's a lost art.
that's some great advice in today's age of how to break yourself. You're gonna have to show yourself touching down in all these different areas, touching down with the people. That's a great uh, marketing strategy right now to really implement yourself in the culture of music for anybody. It ain't even just got to be hip hop. You know what I mean? It's really
But
for
but but
anybody.
but but who created the infrastructure first? The DJs, like coalition DJs, like all the DJs that come together. The DJs still have the power that they don't realize they have. I think coalition DJs knows that. Um um a bunch of DJ crews, they have the absolute power to do that. Remember
Yeah,
the conferences that we used to have in the
yeah.
90s?
See all
You
that
know,
type of stuff, man.
that was the original blueprint. And those conferences were designed. If you come from LA, if you come from Georgia, if you come from New York, if you come from the South, you gonna come and meet South by Southwest.
Yeah,
Those are the things. Like for me, even in my content creation era, I am fiending to travel, not on some old personal ambition. Plus, I like to hear bands and new music live. I think it's a different experience to hear
oh yeah.
music
Now
live than
that's
it is to
dope.
hear
That's
it.
dope down here. Now that's what's really
See,
now
I'm
you
on
talk
that shit.
about yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's dope down here. The bands.
See,
You know
I
what I
like
mean?
that. Nothing's like a hard beat with a bassist and a lit ass drummer and somebody spitting bars or singing their ass
Yeah,
off. When you feel that
yeah,
shit from the speaker, nigga, that's different. Like when I heard
yeah.
Busta Rhymes Dilla album, which just dropped today, when I was at the listening party and felt them Dilla drums in my chest, he wasn't here in the flesh, but it was so fucking spiritual to me that I was crying because live music translates emotionally different than you just putting your fucking headphones on. So I
yeah.
encourage any artist, old or young, go out and do shows. That's how heavy metal stayed alive when hip hop dominated the radio stations from 90 to now. Remember back in the 80s, it was MTV. It was like Twisted Sister, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, Little Run DMC. Then Run DMC did a song with Aerosmith. Then Parents Just Don't Understand. Then it went from dominant metal and pop to hip hop, then the fully Yo MTV raps. But metal bands were like, hey, the road is where you connect with your fans and stay alive. So if
Yeah.
hip hop just adopts that metal or rock mindset or blues mindset, like blues musicians who can travel the fucking planet to this day that are young, like Kingfish and a bunch of blues guitarists. Music never lies when it connects in person. And motherfucker, I will follow certain artists everywhere to see them play. Like I will pay to see Marsha Ambrosius. I'd pay to see LL Cool J. I'd pay to see MOP. I'd pay to see Smith and Wesson. There were people that all of us connect to that we would pay to see. So I encourage anybody, whether you do a podcast or y'all show or you're an artist, travel. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like strongly considering going to Atlanta, but I don't want to have the same New York experience I have in New York. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is home. Like, you know
Well,
what I'm saying?
what's beautiful about it is, I ain't gonna say it's the same experience, but what's beautiful about it is when you do go out, because you're gonna see a people from everywhere. So you're gonna run into people that's from St. Louis down here, New Orleans down here, Florida down here, Memphis, Tennessee down here, Mississippi. I mean, you're gonna run into, it's like a melting pot. You know what I mean? You're gonna run into everybody from everywhere is down here. I'm gonna say that again. Everybody from everywhere is down here. DC, everywhere.
I just say one thing, and I know I'm live on your show and I'm on your platform. They got some fine ass women in Georgia, bro. that's what I'm saying. I just got to chill. I just got to be respectful
I'm talking
to
about,
my situation.
yeah, bro. I'm talking about beautiful.
I know, nigga. I know. I got homegirls in Atlanta. They be going out and they be putting me on FaceTime. They're like, see, you need to come down here. No, I have 2 kids. Don't want more right now.
Yeah,
Can you stop?
I'm one of the ones that be putting cats on the FaceTime. Hey, bro, you want to be alive again? You want to
Alive again. That's why y'all niggas dress like that, because y'all ready for action down there, nigga. After the show and y'all about to bag somebody's mama, nigga. What the fuck?
Yo, you know this spot that you're gonna love? It's called the Listening Room. It's the night. DJs coming. They have Mel Star in there every night. It's like every Tuesday. It's like the most nostalgic hip hop. You would feel like you in London, man. In this spot, it's every Tuesday. It's called the Listening
We gotta
Room.
plan a week. I gotta plan a week that I get to experience the beauty of Atlanta, not the commercial tourist version. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I know. Make sure you follow. If any of y'all like, make sure you on IG follow the Listening Room in Atlanta, bro. I'm talking about. They had Large Professor came there maybe about a week and a half ago and got busy on the turntables. It's just a nostalgic spot that they bring all of the DJs in, and people just sit back and listen to the DJ rock the whole night. It is something totally different, bro. Now that spot is crazy. That's some real.
because if we love music, we'll enjoy the vibe. And I want everybody watching to understand this. There's 3 guys here on this great show. Thank you guys for inviting me. That love hip hop so much that we're sharing information about dope hip hop. This is the power of fucking hip hop, nigga. Like, this ain't fandom. This ain't clout chasing. This is, we love hip hop so much that they're putting me on this shit. I'm sharing shit. Cultural exchange. I think God created hip hop so people can look beyond our differences and just culturally exchange information. That's what's so fire about hip hop.
Yeah, no color line. No
And
color
y'all
line.
niggas gotta teach me how to dress, because I'm just a fucking, I'm one of them bummy ass Brooklyn niggas. I put on the jeans and t-shirt, walk in the spot and be like, hey, bro, maybe you need to invest in a collared shirt, pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all motherfuckers look like y'all got cocoa butter on the forearms. I'm sitting there looking at my ashy ass elbows, nigga. I'm like, nigga, motherfucking couches look better than shit in my living room. I'm like, damn, Georgia got swag. Listen, and again, I am not the best fashion representative of New York. I am one of the bummy dudes in New York. Like, niggas in New York got super drip. I am not representative of my city, okay? I am the black, I'm the black Adam Sandler. Like how the Adam Sandler dressed to go outside, that's me. Niggas call this my uniform. Fitted t-shirt, jeans, Air Force Ones. I'm the most simple dressed nigga on the planet Earth.
You dressing like a wealthy man.
You know what? That's a beautiful way to boost my ego while simultaneously saying I need to step my drip up. That was beautiful.
you,
I can see
you
you be
dressing like
talking
a
about them
lunchman.
motherfucking drawers, nigga. You be the one. You know what I'm saying? You came on the show. Hold on, let me get my mic right. Sat down and the goal was this click, clink, clink. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm looking at my motherfucking shirt. I'm like, Big Daddy Kane, help me. Long live the Kane of drip. Come on, help me, brother.
But yo, listen, man, we definitely appreciate you, Khalid, man. Yo, I'm gonna say this about you, man. You know, you're so genuine, man. Like I said, I saw you up in New York. You know what I mean? Like I ain't say nothing, but I saw you. You know, like in the middle of everything. You can't help but see him up in Nash. You
You
tall as
see me
shit.
losing my shit behind Flex.
And,
I
yeah,
couldn't contain myself.
but I'm just saying, you can't help but to see the nigga tall as a tree, man. But
Yeah.
It's true.
and tall and yellow. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I call myself. I said this weekend, somebody was like, "Yo, you gonna be at the event?" I said, "Yeah, look for the fucking Big Bird nigga in the fitted." They was like, "What the fuck you talking about? High yellow and tall as fuck?" They're like,
yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
tell
talking
that shit to
about
niggas all the
towering
time.
over everybody, bro. Like, but at the end of the day, you don't need your dress is who you are.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Your dress is and it's so authentic. That's why you win the way that you do. Hence, Khalid wins. You know what I mean? Because people take to you, they see you. You know what I mean? Your spirit is 100% authentic and genuine. You know what I mean?
That's what
And
matters.
you loving hip hop, that ain't even a question. You know what I mean? And you loving people is not even a question. So that alone sets you apart. I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker got on drip, this, that, and third. None of that shit. You're set apart. One, because of who you are, your genuineness, your dialect, and the way you articulate yourself when you speak. So you got a special quality that a motherfucker who dressed in any type of a designer only could pray that he could have. You know what I mean? When it comes down to making, when you come into a room, you're gonna be felt. Yeah, when I come in the room, I'm gonna be felt regardless of what I got on. It's just me. I'm just saying when it comes down to you and you saying that, and I know it's lightful and it's playful, but I just want to let you know from brother to brother, your presence and who you are is strong. That's why when I hit him up and I was like, yo, you see the brother, it's a brother, man, God Khalid online. I want to reach out to that brother. I hit him up. I said, what you think about it? He's like, yeah, shit, my brother, yeah, I know him. My brother put me on to him. I was like, when they say less, bro, I got to reach out to him because you're an ambassador and you coming up like you about to do some shit, bro. Like I don't know what the hell. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know either, and because mad people been saying this shit to me for the past month. I just like, yo, God, I survived the '90s, and I'm grateful. That's where my enthusiasm is. God, I don't understand why I'm in this position, but if I can help somebody with a motherfucking pulse not kill themselves and understand that just because they're over 40 does not mean their life is over. God used me to be the imperfect dickhead I am to make people feel happy about what the fuck they can. Nigga, we survived the '80s and the '90s.
Yeah,
I'd be happy because think I grew up with fucking crackheads trying to stab me from money on the way to school. So when I say I thought I was going to die in the '90s, when people say, "Oh, you mad hype because of this old school artist," nigga, we
yeah.
survived getting shot at.
Yo,
And
yo,
again,
I
Yeah, me
definitely
too.
did not
I
think
think
that I
about
was
that shit a
going.
lot.
It was a lot of times I thought I wasn't gonna make it to 25 years old, bro. People say that,
facts,
but that shit was real,
facts,
dog. Like that shit was real. I swear, many times I thought, damn, because everybody was getting done in, and you be like,
word.
damn, am I gonna get done in before? And I'm 22 years old, 23 years old, smooth drive-by shooting. My whole car was shot up so bad that it was my sister's car. She couldn't even drive it no more.
Yo, you ever been shot at and then you be like, fuck, did I tell my mother I love her before I left the house? You know how many times we felt like that when you go to a party, be like, fuck, you ducking behind some shit while niggas blasting, and you always gotta, but when we left the house, we used to always make sure, listen, even gotta argue with my mother, Ma, I love you, because niggas ain't know if they was gonna come
They ain't
back
gonna
home.
make it back.
That's a fact.
That's where my jubilance come from. And I'm a firm believer if Christ saved me from that, and I've had a set of experiences, then it's my responsibility to post where I'm at so people in our age group can come out the house, to post what I'm doing so people can see something. It's a responsibility. Last thing I'll say, thank you for what you guys said. That means a lot. You're confirming a lot of what God's showing me. Whatever God's going to do, what he's going to do. But I tell you one thing, whatever God gives me, I know I've been too blessed to not point at which dope. I had a conversation with my friend from the first grade today. He said, damn, you be on social media a lot. I said, nigga, because we grew up on Beakers. And I said this to you guys on the phone. And I said, I had to remind him. I said, bro, remember how you used to have to communicate to each other before Black Planet? We had to beep a nigga, find a payphone, get the
Yep.
conversation in them certain amount of minutes. If you only have 50 cents, y'all be like, listen, these is a 2-quarter conversation, nigga. And now we have a cell phone where we can talk to people across the world. I'm live streaming on your platform. Niggas will see the clips of this or this live stream in different countries. We are sitting on a grand opportunity, especially
Yes,
our
yes,
age group or any other age
yes,
group, to
yes.
post a clip and it can reach somebody in Uganda, London, China, and now for those who don't know, on meta apps like Threads and Instagram and Facebook, based on the video that you post, they will put it in auto translations to different languages. Again, cultural immersion through the love of hip hop reaches the ends of the earth. And if you can post something that'll make a motherfucker not hurt themselves, to make a motherfucker know that there's nothing wrong with you because you're older, your life isn't over because you're 50. Nigga, look how fly these niggas look at 50 plus, right? Don't look at me for a second. Don't look at me for a second. These niggas look like fucking Joe and Donnell Jones at 20 over here, motherfucker. Meanwhile, I'm over here, you know what I'm saying? Looking like Kevin Smith from the comic book channel, but it doesn't matter. We alive, we look good, and niggas will steal your bitch. I'm saying,
Yeah,
I'm
and
saying.
believe that all day long. I don't know about him, but believe that. You know what I mean? But
But
no,
I
man.
can't wait to meet y'all in person, because when we meet in person, it's going to be funny. This nigga's going to be getting on me because how tall I am, because he's never met me in person. It's going to be
Hey,
weird. I'm
you
going to look
don't
like
look that
y'all
tall
security.
either. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got to look back through
Well,
your
we
videos
we
now.
definitely got to formally meet because
Yeah.
I didn't say we didn't speak to each other. I was just out there, but I seen you out there because like you said, dog, but bro's tall as hell, but he tall.
Yeah.
Got what about 6'7"?
I'm almost 6'7", and it's
Yeah.
funny. Niggas said to me all this weekend, "Damn, you tall as fuck, nigga." I said, "Don't you notice when I have my camera, it's either down or it's like this, like my cousin,
That's
my
why, yeah,
homegirl.
you give
She
a
don't never show
perspective.
her body,
Yeah.
but she'll see her neck up from this angle, her neck like I have to angle it."
Yeah, I can
That
understand that,
explains.
man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. We
Now hold up,
okay,
though.
yeah. My
We
fault, my fault.
we still gotta touch on a few goats, man.
Okay.
Oh
We
shit,
stopped in the 80s. We ain't gonna drag it out
That's
too
right.
much.
That's right.
But
We definitely do.
we cannot go past the 90s.
That's right.
Um,
That's right.
that's
Now I want
hard.
to say this at the outset. This is something interesting. This tell me what y'all think about this. This phenomenon I want to say started with Jay-Z. And it led to Jadakiss. I don't know if other people have been doing it, but it's relative to GOATs and just like status of dudes. Since Jay-Z said on that Where I'm From, who's the greatest rapper, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, that solidified them. Whether people looked at them as that or not, I think that right there, he etched that in stone. And I think Jada did the same thing subconsciously with the top 5 that are alive. People were placing it, not that none of them are deserving, but they etched that in our subconscious. With that being said, though, in the 90s,
So who would you say the 5 rappers, if you had to pick 5 in the 90s, who are you picking?
Let me say my 5 first.
Yeah,
Let me say
go
my
ahead.
5 first.
5 in the 90s.
Tupac passed away in 96, dominant portion of the 90s. I even like the Tupacalypse album, enough said. Biggie, enough said. Scarface, enough motherfucking said. You know what I'm saying? And Snoop, enough motherfucking said, bro. And that 5th one is hella difficult for me, but continue. I got 4. Like that, no, that's
So
my
you
4
didn't
in the
you ain't
90s.
put Nas in there?
It's a 10 for me. Obviously, it's Nas, but I don't want to be regionally biased, bro. Like because of
No, but I'm
me.
just saying, you just said 4 so easy. You said
Because because
Scarface,
because
Snoop.
96 and 97 broke my heart so fucking bad. And Biggie died in 97, Tupac died in 96. They're at the top of my list for the entire decade. But Scarface stories punctured me different. pause. But you understand what I'm saying? They hit my
Right,
my
right,
thought
right,
process.
right.
They hit my. Oh, you got to
Me
get some
too. Yeah,
grown
yeah,
man
yeah,
real life
yeah.
shit. I cannot exclude face. Like you get some grown man. Fucking,
Right.
I think Brad was saying some shit that talk to grown ass and young men on a different level. Like I can't exclude him from that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Snoop can't go to no country on planet Earth and not be recognized. Like, let's
That's a
put
fact.
that out. Snoop can't go nowhere and not. I'm talking about anywhere. The
Anywhere.
Amazon,
Yeah.
China, Japan. Snoop's name has to be in that list. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if we did a criteria, good point. If we did a criteria of whoever their top 5 goats of a decade, you're gonna have to ask yourself, can this person travel to any country and be instantly recognized and mobbed?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
And
well,
everybody who I named would get bum rushed if they was in China or Japan or Russia or whatever country. Every 4 I named would get bum rushed.
Well, like he said with Rakim, and he said you can't say, if you say Big Daddy Kane, you gotta say Rakim, but you cannot say Snoop, you can't say Tupac, you can't say Biggie, and you can't say Jay-Z without the man who set the blueprint for skits coming on, intro, song coming on, it play into another skit that goes into the next song, like Biggie album did, like Jay-Z album did, like Tupac's album was doing, without mentioning Ice Cube and America's Most Wanted.
That's a fucking
Ice,
fact.
Ice Cube
Agreed.
and
Agreed.
Lethal
That's my
Injection.
5th. Agreed.
Yeah, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, Lethal Injection. What was the other one?
death certificate.
Death Certificate.
That Certificate
Even
was my favorite Ice Cube album, by the way. Favorite of all time.
even the album that was it was like an EP, but it had with the direct he did with Ice
I know.
with Flavor Flav on it.
Yeah. The one he was in the movie theater and he was eating popcorn.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the shit
Yeah,
called?
that album. So you can't say Snoop Dogg, none of them, without they all bit Ice Cube's. Ice Cube is the one who in 1990 when he dropped America's Most Wanted, and him coming out of the jail and walking down the hall, and what's your last? Y'all got something to say? Fuck all y'all, switch.
Yeah.
I heard Payback's a motherfucking nigga. That's why I'm being treated like a goddamn stepchild. I mean, like, how you gonna say any of them without saying Ice Cube number one? Especially for a 90, you got to say Cube. To me, you got to say Big. You got to say Scarface.
Got to.
You got to say Tupac.
Got to.
And you keeping it 100. You got to say Jay-Z. Now, you got to say either Snoop or Jay-Z. You're gonna put
We're talking years, right?
right.
Jay-Z's career started, I believe, in 96.
Mhm.
90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
6 full years. This is not disqualifying him. I think Jay-Z ran 98 to now. Like Jay's 98, like that whole fucking the Rough Riders Rockefeller tour, like that whole 97 and up, nigga, like it's unfucking stoppable, bro. Like, but he left the Diddy tour, unfucking stoppable, unstoppable. But again, I get back to my earlier point about our GOAT choices, not the Midwest, but regionally, we were pumped a certain set of artists all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and unless you traveled, you wouldn't. Your goals would change.
And it's crazy.
But
It's crazy we don't say DMX.
I say, yeah,
That's crazy.
So if you're saying the 90s, first of all, my parameters would be it's got to be somebody. Well, there's very few artists I would say that consistently throughout that entire decade, was consistent in laying down music. You look at Biggie, very short-lived career, just so impactful while he was here. If you look at Jay, like you said, he didn't really get popular to 96. You know, the Wine Sophie and all that shit. Nobody was listening to that shit. So 96,
We was y'all regionally weren't understood.
he got 4 years.
He really wasn't
The
popular
only-
until about like 98. Really,
The only
Yeah,
one he
98 is when 98 when him and DMX was out of here.
Yeah. The only consistent person that you can even really say, I think, that really put out music that had some degree of success, although some was better than others, is Nas. And he didn't come out with his album until 94, but at least he had Live at the Barbecue. He had some joints where he was popping up on stuff.
So you don't think you can say that about Snoop with the Chronic?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Snoop.
With Doggy Style.
Now Snoop had
with throwing out
I'll
dog food with
but you can't like I told you, the 90s is the most unfair grading scale because so much dope shit happened. It's like the revolution, everything. The West came up, and then like I liked it. It was tense, it was dangerous, but the regions were defined. Like we the West. This is New York. This is the South. This is the Midwest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even talk about the dope shit happening in the Midwest in the 90s. But again, I wasn't privy to a lot of shit based on where I was raised.
But I was there when Snoop came out. when Snoop came through and Dre came through, that shit was felt in New York. Heavy.
Yes, it was definitely felt. Nigga, I was the only person in my neighborhood in the middle of the East Coast, West Coast media fabricated beef that was created that was playing Dove Shack, Murder Was the Case soundtrack, DJ Quick, fucking Warren G, fucking Above the Law. Niggas used to hate coming to my crib because what I couldn't get out of my head was like DJ Quick Tonight, Pitch on a Party.
Oh yeah.
I could not stop playing DJ Quick because them fucking beats and them and Sugar Free. And again, I was in a major whole phase in the 90s, bro. I was trying to knock everything down. And if you were a whole nigga who was fucking everything, you'd have to listen to Sugar Free, E40, the fucking DJ Quick, Too Short like a motherfucker. Like, so
Richie
again, Richie Rich, like, again, this is how dope hip hop is. If you a gangster nigga, you got your playlist in the 90s. If you a hustling nigga, you got Jay-Z in your playlist. And if you like to smash cheeks, Too Short, fucking Richie Rich, Sugar Free, DJ Quick, what should we call it? Rapping Forte, Tila. You know what I'm saying? Like so much fire shit,
bro,
nigga, in the 90s.
Tila in concert about 3 months ago.
And them niggas dress. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas be if somebody book Rapping Forte for a show, their hair gonna be tight, pause. The outfit's gonna be lit, and that motherfucker gonna have some fly ass fucking gaiters or shoes on. See, that's what I like. Something so fucking different, and it's pimp, it's fire. That's why I like Larry June. I like him because he has some of that essence. That's why I like some people. We need that balance.
Yeah, Dom Kennedy.
Yeah, Dom. Like, who said that? I think Hit Boy said there needs to be a statue erected of Dom Kennedy. All the hard work he's done for the West Coast. Yeah, like we're in a great time in hip hop, but people don't think it's a great time based on what you guys shared earlier. That, and I told us on the phone, when we grew up, there were 5 major sources of where we got all of our hip hop information from. Now there's a kabillion.
Yeah. So this GOAT talk, it can go on for days, man. Like you said, at the end of the day, it's all subjective. You know, you can't just pick one person because that's the beauty of it all, man. It's a healthy discussion. It's a great discussion. You know, I hope nobody watching didn't think we were going to come out of this with one GOAT.
There's always going to be that one person on social media. Hey, you guys said it's always that one motherfucker on the couch that ain't never seen pussy one day in that motherfucker's life. There's always going to say some shit. Pardon my language, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from New York and I have a potty mouth. Excuse me.
He said Rapping Forte with Jay-Z. Is he out of his goddamn mind?
No. If you was into talking to a beautiful young lady and maybe you didn't have the best words to say, listen to like a Sugar Free album on fucking repeat for the weekend. You will get some game. You will get some ism. If you're into bagging attractive women, you listen to the soundtrack of getting numbers from attractive women. I'm sorry, that was me though. All my friends was gangster. I was like the nerd. I DJ'd, I produced. I'm trying to smash some cheeks and do a party. But that was my lane. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be I didn't want to be a thug. I just wanted to thug out something through the mattress. That was it. Y'all niggas can beat niggas up. I'm trying to smash something to oblivion. Y'all niggas can fuck these niggas up all y'all want. I'm trying to bag something pretty. I'm sorry.
Right, right, right,
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm sorry. I was the bum nigga who had game because of Sugar Free, Too Short, and DJ Quick. I blame them
Okay.
three legends for my ability to talk to older women at 16 years old, bagging something 26 and 29. That only came from listening to Sugar Free on repeat, rapping Forte, hearing all that pimp talk. That I thank you guys for the blessing of everything I experienced in the 90s. And I'm from New York saying that. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So it tell, man, what on the last closing
So,
words, man, what you
I'll
got to
say
say?
this. This is what I came away with. The idea of a goat or many goats. I think it really, and this is just me. I have to put my personal bias to the side, and I have to really look at the impact because greatness. I think ultimately the impact a person has on hip hop, and some of these artists is just on the world, but I'm just saying specifically on hip hop, is really determined. Um, the greatness is determined by impact, and I would have to. Um, I would be lying if I didn't give that to Tupac. I don't think there's a single artist that has had the level of impact on hip hop that he's did. And I'm not talking about just musically, although I do. One thing is, I don't think he's the best lyricist, but you really felt him. And I think
The biggest artist ever.
Huh?
The biggest artist ever, Tupac. Yeah, I got to agree
I
with you.
do think that his impact was crazy. He just had a level of passion that made you feel him. And I mean, of course, he had a lot of antics. There was a lot of other things surrounding him. His whole history. I just think he was such an impactful person on the game. And like I said, I don't even really think. I think it's beyond musically.
Yeah, yeah.
When you say go, I think because if we go musically, it's just too many people, man. That is just nice,
Yeah.
right? In their own right, different styles. It's hard to compare them, but impact is
who you are.
not. It's kind of easy to narrow down impact.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you talk about Snoop, I mean, like we talk about my wife talk about that, man. Like her parents know Snoop, right? Everybody knows Snoop. Snoop's impact on the game, is just crazy.
On everything. The men's football league birthed NFL players. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you talk about impact, if an artist does something that benefits other people for generations, that's impact. Like, that's why LL Cool J is a foundative branch, and I can't compare him to nobody on the planet because he's a foundative root of everything we're talking about. Like, everything we're talking about. Every rapper, I don't watch basketball. I'm a UFC MMA nigga. I grew up on combat sports. I never really watched basketball like that, except Ewan and Patrick Riley. And then the Knicks, we will forever like the Knicks no matter what. No matter through the losses and through this win, through everything. But when all the basketball players got together, I think it was for something, and it was Allen Iverson, all the greats. But when Michael Jordan walked in that motherfucking room, the temperature changed.
Yeah.
That's LL Cool J to me. Like, the people can say whatever they want about LL, but when that man walks into a room of other greats, it's a noticeable respect.
Yeah. And then look what he's doing with Rock the Bell Tour, Rock the Bell Cruise, Rock the Bell Radio.
He's creating impact that
Yeah.
lasts generations. He's providing opportunities. His radio show and his show with Z Trip and Greg Nice. That's one of the reasons I was pissed that I lost my fucking footage last week for a month of content, because I had a dope ass interview with Greg Nice, and I'm gonna get it back to them, and him talking about how the show with him and LL and DJ Z Trip, when they break down samples, is really creating such a positive impact beyond hip hop.
Yeah.
And kids of all ages are gravitating. How they take old music, make it hip hop classics, and how that's educating. And I told him to his face, you guys are doing a college course, but calling it a radio show because it's education. And LL always was about educating us East Coast guys on how to holler at girls the right way, getting fit, looking good. I mean, the looking good part didn't really pour over to me that well, but I'm just saying, getting girls, you know what I'm saying? He's made lasting impact in Hollywood, in TV.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I wouldn't be upset if somebody said LL Cool J
Yeah.
is the GOAT, like
who,
you said.
who would be upset? Like,
Yeah,
real,
like
real talk.
yeah,
Because you can run through his accolade. Him and Queen Latifah. And people don't talk about Queen Latifah enough. That's just my personal opinion. She's
yeah,
broken. Again, that's how dope hip hop is. We got so many dope people, women and men,
yeah.
that have done magnificent shit.
And I
Program
like I told
circuitous.
him our show, that's gonna be our next show. We I tell him all the time, we got to highlight the women.
Yes.
We got to highlight the
Because
women.
like Sylvia Rhone, like that's super important. Like Yo-Yo's doing great things. Like Mia X is doing magnificent things. Like
Yeah,
there's so much dope shit that women have done in hip hop for generations and decades. Like I went to the Sparky D Memorial in Brooklyn, and I watched all the. That's where I met Cool Herc. And if you can see the look on all the legends' faces, such an impact this woman made in hip hop and beyond hip hop. The women of hip hop need to be highlighted. Like Nikki D. Niggas
yeah,
ain't talking about
Yeah.
Nikki D. Niggas ain't talking about Lin Q.
I
What
was
the
just talking about
fuck?
her today. Yeah.
yeah,
MC Light, the strides that she made in the upper echelon of media. Her
yeah,
voice is cemented in the upper.
yeah,
Moni Love, the work she's done with different radio programming. But again, like hip hop is not a one gender sport. Like we got new female artists that are fire. Dutchy De Niro out of Brooklyn. Snow the Product out of the West Coast. Monster on the fucking mic.
Rhapsody Code too. Yeah, she dope as
Rhapsody
hell.
as well. Bro, and I'm gonna have to say this in your show before I leave. All right. Listen, I met a lot of people, right? I have never encountered a person with such loving, nurturing, welcoming, safe space energy as I have with Rhapsody. Here's my Rhapsody story. A minute, here we go. So I pull up to the event. We in the middle of Bed-Stuy, a hood I grew up in. And I was like, damn, sure you want to have to listen to party in this neighborhood? Cool. Rhapsody's outside chilling, dancing. When you get around her, my nigga, you know how people have an aura? She
Mhm.
has the aura of a peaceful, loving grandma energy. Like warm, let's relax, let's chill. She don't even have to say a motherfucking word. Example, it got dark. We in the middle of the sty in Brooklyn. If you know what I'm talking about in New York, we on Madison and Marcus Garvey, right
Yeah.
across the street from the park.
Yeah, you in the middle.
We outside, right? I was next to DJ Thorough, and I seen this mad dudes, goons come out from the park. Yo, who this? Who this? As soon as they seen Rhapsody, everybody. She got some special aura. And then I asked, I think somebody said there was a cousin. I asked her, like, yo, where's her aura come from? You ever been around a woman that you know, and again, I don't know her background, but she felt like a woman that was prayed up and it was always positive. Like, bro, it is the most comfortable I've ever been at a hip hop based event. It was mind blowing. Being around her felt like you was around a cousin that you knew from the South that's mad cool that everybody loved. Never it was the peacefulness and the chill and the great vibes was intoxicating, bro. I have never experienced that in my life. I've
Yeah.
never.
I'm gonna have
The
to.
sweetest.
I'm gonna have to see if I run into a Rhapsody. If I
Yo,
run into you.
go to a Rhapsody show and it's worth it to pay for the VIP or whatever. She has a meet and greet. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's like a blessing. It's to the point where if anybody would have said anything crazy about Rhapsody, niggas would have packed them up and fucked them up off that block last Friday. She is the most nicest, not fake nice, not industry nice. She has something built within her that's the only thing I can describe it as an anointing of peace, my nigga.
Mm.
And she was like, relax. She told me, you all right? I said, my nigga's you. I like, she's like, I got you. She wrote a whole thing for my daughter, not just a signature. Spent time listening to me and wrote something to my 11-year-old. Then I moved to the side. I'm looking at her. She listened and somebody told her the story. Then she wrote something for them. I seen her do it for 4 hours in my face, my nigga. I was there for 4 hours.
That's beautiful.
Dancing with everybody. Said, everybody, let's have a great time. Never met a person like that in my life. Never. Like niggas in Brooklyn was like, yo, we'll go hard in the paint for some Rhapsody. Because she feels like a family member that you should never fuck with. Like, don't say shit crazy about Rhapsody. When you meet her, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And I had to say that on your platform. Brooklyn loves Rhapsody like a motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. Like,
That's
and
dope.
and she did her album listening party for a black bookstore or vinyl store business in Brooklyn. You know how
Yeah.
major that is? She highlighted a black bookstore, and the campaign at that bookstore was everybody should buy black, so that people can go buy her album, support the bookstore, the vinyl store, excuse me, support their business and patron their business, and that business got a whole bunch of business. So an artist that's popping right now made a decision. Y'all sound like New York over there, the background. but an artist made a decision to say, hey, let me benefit the financial success of a black business and highlight it and make that the center of my event. That's impactful shit. And she's one of them artists in this generation. That's what I'm calling it in my top 5 of this generation. But we ain't here for that. But I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I saw on your page. I think you posted something. I also saw they just put out a clip on Joe and Jada, and it was interesting. You could definitely see she got a different type of
She
vibe.
has an anointing, my nigga. In person, it fucked me up. I was mad before I went there on some other shit. I met her and she comfortably talked. You ever met somebody that, and it's not even for their stardom, just their energy? We just got chilled. Like niggas did not want to leave. We was out there, man. We did not want to leave. Like we did not want to leave. That's how comforting it was. I was like, nigga, if I don't leave, I'm gonna hear from my 11-year-old. Daddy, you out? No, I don't want. If you got kids, you know what that fucking shit is like. Since you got a daughter, and my daughter's such a New York daughter. Daddy, you say you was gonna come home at this time. I don't want to hear that. No, I'm coming home. I said I'm going home because I don't want to get in trouble with my daughter. If the girl dads watch this, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you got a preteen daughter, nah, can't break promises. Fuck all that shit.
I went through it. I went mine. She's 24 now, but I went.
Look at you, lucky. I'm the dumb nigga nutting in people at 45. Make it make sense. I'm the dumb nigga, right? I got a 3-year-old son, and I got an 11-year-old daughter.
I got an 8-month-old.
Oh, so we both in dumb nigga land. Okay. we both subscribe to no pull out at an older age. I understand that. We been there. So I don't want to pull out, girl. I want to leave this motherfucker in. I feel too good. We both been there. Look at me out in the back of the chair. He was like, yes, nigga. I wasn't pulling out that time, and I'm so glad. Praise the Lord I wasn't pulling out.
Wow, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the first time I see you like, oh, nigga, this too much right now. Listen. We got to meet up in person. I'm looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is organic and non-fucking planned.
Hey, if you come down for that Queen's Day, that shit would be dope, man. If you came down.
I want to. But I don't because I heard it's 4 days and 4 events, and I might not come back to New York because I might have so much fun. And plus, I'm saying this on your live stream, which is crazy. There are 2 exes that are from Atlanta that I'm not trying to bump into. We'll just keep that there. Just keep that there. Because I'm just like, no.
But that's the perfect time, though, if you do, bro. That's the perfect time. We'll have
y'all said it. I've been thinking about it crazy, looking at orbits like, fuck, if I go there, I might not come back for a whole week. I'm gonna fuck up my day job. I'm gonna talk over it with my boss
if you
tomorrow.
Come down, if you just all you need is 2 days, bro. That like me thinking about
nigga, no, I don't.
And you need that either that Friday and that Saturday or that Saturday and Sunday. That's all you need.
I'll say this. If I do come down, obviously I'm gonna go to the Queen's Day events, but I need to go to the most fucking underground Atlanta club to hear the music. I want to hear a band and I want to eat like a motherfucker. Yeah, that's the 3 things I want to do.
You online with the guy that's gonna take you through that, and you gonna have a ball. I'm telling you.
I want to go to the most grimiest. Every state got it. Every state got it. When I lived in Chicago, I asked for the same shit, and I got the experience. Dangerous, but it was worth it. I want to hear some shit that I have never heard before that had me losing my shit with a Long Island iced tea in my hand. I want to hear culture. I want to hear fire shit that I can't hear in New York.
Yeah, well, make your way on down, man. Make your way on down. We're gonna stroll, bro. I'm telling you that.
And I'm an eating ass nigga, so I'm ready to get some southern fucking food, bro. I'm gonna be eating my ass. That's where I probably spend the most money on food. The most.
Yeah, you gotta first eat here at my lounge.
You're looking at 2 vegans.
You know what I mean?
You said what?
You're looking at 2 vegans.
And I'm filming from my lounge. I'm filming from my vegan lounge.
Oh, can you do me a favor? Can you say the name of that wonderful lounge that you should be plugging on your own fucking show? What's going on here?
Unbelieving. I can't believe it's vegan. We got the best food here in the state of Georgia, man. I'm talking about like it's southern vegan food, bro. We do the mac and cheese, the sweet potatoes, the collard greens. We do the vegan crab cake sliders. We do the fish sandwiches made out of oyster mushrooms. We do We do the what
Man,
else we got in here, man? We got so much stuff. The chickpea,
The kale salad.
the kale salad, the tuna salad,
tuna.
the jackfruit chicken salad, the jackfruit Philly sandwiches. Bro, I got vegan liquor. I got 100% distilled
hold on,
cucumbers.
hold on. How is liquor? Again, I'm ignorant in this area. How the fuck is liquor vegan, yo?
Because it don't got no additives. There's 100% distilled cucumbers. Vodka.
Hold on, y'all made liquor out of cucumbers?
Yeah, lay you out. Lay you out.
Nigga, I'm too big to be laid out. You're gonna have me taking up half the fucking floor over there. The fuck
Hey,
we talking about?
I'm talking about delicious, great food, man. I do pancake, waffles, biscuits, cheese and grits, vegan konjac, shrimp and grits.
You had me at grits, nigga. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm coming. You
yeah.
had me at grits, nigga. I'm coming. Once you said grits, I'm
Yeah.
coming.
And
Pause.
it's beautiful because I get a lot of people pass through here, man. I just had a speech. We're going to be interviewing he from Arrested Development. He came through here. Murphy Lee come through here. The guy that's a new series out on Netflix called Nemesis.
He came through?
Yeah, he
Dark
came
skin
here.
dude?
Yeah, the dark skin.
Yeah,
He
okay.
came here last, like, yo, bro, I'm coming here all the time.
I gotta, you know what? I'm gonna come out there, and that's gonna be the first thing. I want to show people a vegan menu because I'm one of the vegan disbelievers that vegan food can be
Yeah.
lit. Like, I need to be convinced. Because you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
vegan crab cakes, I'm like, what does that taste like? Then you
Yeah.
said jackfruit, I'm like, what?
Salmon
Then you-
croquette, vegan salmon croquettes made out of heart of palm and banana blossom. You're gonna love it.
do you understand what my brain is thinking right now? How, nigga? Like, how? How?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna shut the
telling you.
fuck up and learn and like be honest with you, that'll be the first thing I do. I'm like, go to a restaurant, let me get it on camera, my reactions. Cause I personally can't fathom that how fucking delicious that shit sounds. I need to be there. Like that
Yeah, and
literally for that.
my Alfredo vegan shrimp pasta.
Do you understand that you get a nigga who hasn't eaten dinner hungry and you all the way to another motherfucking state? Stop
Yeah.
talking, man. Like, cause I dead ass will fucking go over there. Just keep the cucumbers away from me. Pause. That sounds crazy, nigga. Like, pause. I want to see that vegan liquor because I know me on camera. This is vegan. It's not supposed to knock me out. I just want to take shots of that and let's see the effect. Let's
That's
just
what
have
it
fun.
is,
If I
man.
come down there, let's do that. We talk about heart of palm to a New York nigga that grew up on beef patties. I'm so mentally not knowing, so I want to be surprised. I don't know
Yeah, there it
shit.
is. Well, listen, man, we're gonna talk outside here, whatever it is to get you down here, bro. That while you're here, we'll make sure you're comfortable, all that good stuff, man. And we're gonna go from there. But we definitely appreciate you coming out and bringing your energy and supporting us here on the 50 Plus show. I admire you, what you're doing, your work, all that, bro. Like and I'm always here. So if you need us for anything, we here, man. You know what I mean? And
No, I appreciate it. You done fucked up telling me that I'm a foodie nigga. You fucked up. We gonna be friends forever because you teaching me shit. Like I knew about vegan shit, and I kind of like, yeah, vegan, cool. I went to Slutty Vegan once. I was like, all right, this is cool.
we
But
we don't do no vegan processed meats, no soy meats, no tofu meats, no frying, no oil. This is 100%.
That's bad too.
Yeah, 100% off.
That's why y'all motherfuckers look so goddamn young, nigga. Motherfucking skin glowing like a motherfucker. It ain't the fucking cameras. It's your vegan diet. I thought that shit was cocoa butter and working out, nigga.
He longer than me. Pause. I haven't had any meat, bro. No shit like
Pause,
that.
nigga. What the fuck? Like
That's right there. I said pause first, man. I said
Jesus
pause.
Christ.
I haven't had no animals in 20 years, man.
That's what she said. But anyway, yeah. But like we gonna have fun. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me come on your platform. Like I told you on the phone offline, I'm gonna keep it real online. Everybody watching this has to understand when it comes to our age demographic, there aren't that many media sources. The reason I like this platform when I came on there, we had a phone conversation because on social media, you, me, and everybody need to examine the weirdo factor before we bring somebody on our platform. Can we get an amen? Amen. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they're the same people offline as they're on online. But I want to say, everybody, we have to support platforms that talk to eras and have the importance of wisdom to share the other eras. They're not stuck in the 50 plus era. They can speak to somebody in their 20s. They can speak to somebody in their 40s. That's why I like this platform. I need everybody to support this. And you can actually clip this part for your pages. I think it's important. I think more hip hop is a baby, 50 something years old. So
Right.
that means that all the sides need to be covered, and your platform is a great form of media to have these conversations. Like I told you before, the conversations that you have isn't social media shit. It's some shit that niggas can say
Right. All right, man.
I love your energy, man.
Let's get up out of here, Intel. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna wrap it up. You know, no consensus, nothing concise on the GOATs.
He was mad at the beginning of the podcast. We gotta be definitive, bitch. That was funny.
What I will say though, I really like you stretch my mind on a couple of things. One thing you talked about, the idea of our music palette being shaped, you know, by radio. And you know, and I'm a dude who always talk about, yeah, you know, I listen to Stretch Bombito, you know, I listen to Awesome too. Not the average radio, but it's still radio, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta always factor, you know, the foundation of things. I like to try to look at the foundations. So I thought that was an interesting perspective.
Because if we grew up in Compton, different GOATs. We grew up in Memphis, different GOATs. We grew up in Florida, different GOATs.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna say one thing too, regarding New York. Something I looked at over the years, and you know, New Yorkers get a flack for a lot of stuff, and a lot of the stuff is well deserving, you know, because we could be on some BS, but a lot of times I think the perception of New Yorkers not wanting to mess with people outside of New York, I think a lot of it boils down to people in New York are consumed with what's going on in New York. There's a lot going on in there. And there's a lot of dissension within the boroughs and stuff like that. So I think a lot of times, and especially when it came to hip hop, you know, in the earliest stages, obviously, because it's pretty much primarily out there. So there's really no need for people I don't think a lot of people just saw a need to go out beyond that. And then add into, you know, I mean, that becomes your standard at some point. So then you a lot of people don't even want to really look at anything else. So it's just a lot of dynamics going on. There's a lot of nuances in things, and things are not always what they seem.
If you're Black in America and you live in any state, everybody has relatives from the South. I just want to put that out there.
That's a fact.
If you're Black in America,
both mine came from the South. Both my parents.
If everybody knows their history regarding the Middle Passage and slavery, right. Everybody has roots in the South. Well, unless you're Puerto Rican or I'm Puerto Rican and Black, so I can speak to both. Unless you're of a particular descent, but if you're Black American, foundationally Black American, or however you want to coin it, you got roots in the South. I don't give a fuck what niggas is talking about. Like if you're from Chicago, Indiana. Everybody migrated up from the South.
That's a fact. Fact.
So yes, New York, my 11-year-old and my 3-year-old, we have main character. That's just part of the water here. Everybody in New York, no matter if you're white, Black, gay, straight, Christian, Muslim, whatever you are, we have main character mindset. Like, I'm the shit and I'm the shit. It's in our nature. Like, for anything, sports, hip hop, anything. That's just in our blood. My 11-year-old talks crazy. Everybody talks crazy out there. That's just us. Same thing in California. They have the same thing, but you know, they're more smooth with it. We're just abrasive. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like T.I. when he first came out, I was like, oh shit, I like this aggression. Remember before the King album? And then he was like, yeah, and he was running up on rappers. I was like, oh, I like this. I like this. But there's a dog in us. Right. And there's a dog in everybody from every state. If people look at Black history in America and see where all the great things were achieved, it was across the United States. It wasn't one region. Hip hop was founded here, and we respect it, and we will always respect that. But hip hop is not meant to be placed in one area. God has not created this beautiful art form. That's why who has the reign goes around the nation.
Right.
Midwest had it. South has had it for a minute because the South is big as fuck.
Right.
That's it. That's like, I'll shut the fuck up on that note. But yeah, thank you guys.
Global shit.
We're gonna end it right there, man. On that note.
Yeah. So once again, Intelligent the Rap Griot.
Yep, it's BSP Richmond Music. This is the 50 Plus show, and we appreciate Khalif Wins coming on, man.
Most
Y'all make sure that
definitely, man.
y'all tap into his IG. Make sure y'all follow him on the stream, and make sure y'all
Thank
follow
you.
him on YouTube, everything like that, as well as us here at the 50 Plus show. Y'all see the the IG the same on YouTube, and continue to support us, man. And we doing this for the culture of hip hop and because we love it, man. And
Yes, they do. And that's not a tagline. They actually do. I've talked to them offline. They really fuck with hip hop. They're not culture. I have to say this for social media because motherfuckers be acting like niggas ain't who they say they are. But I'm co-signing. Yes, they do. They really love hip hop. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. Keep
Definitely.
on watching out. We be back. Well, watch out for my man Biddy show this Friday at 4 p.m. Shout out to Biddy. You know what I mean? This is gonna be a great episode. And we're just gonna continue putting them out every Friday, 4 p.m. man, and putting up clips and we doing this big. We got Chill Rob G coming up September 1st. So that's gonna be big for me because niggas don't even know how much I was a Chill Rob G fan, bro. Like for real. Ride the Rhythm, everything he had on that joint was crazy. I had to go back and listen to it again. So we got Chill Rob G coming up, and that's the next one after this week with Diddy. So y'all stay tuned, all right?
All right. Thanks again, guys.
Peace.
All right. Let me show this motherfucker.
You-
Insane stream.